Nearly 70% of software projects fail to meet their original deadlines or goals. Not because devs aren't coding fast enough, but because teams measure the wrong things. Hours logged, story points burned, lines of code. None of these guarantees working software. What about the companies that get it right? They obsess over KPIs that actually move the needle. The numbers that predict whether you'll ship and ship well. So, in this video, let's break down the 5 KPIs every dev team should actually care about and why they can make good teams great. KPI number 1 on our list is development velocity. Think of it like your car's speedometer. It tells you how much work your team gets done in a sprint. If this speed stays steady or goes up, that's par for the course. That's amazing. But if you keep slowing down, something's probably wrong. Maybe there are roadblocks you haven't addressed. Need a way to find out what kind of roadblocks? If you're using ClickUp as your home base for software development, you've got many options to do this. My recommendation, ask ClickUp Brain, your context-aware AI assistant that knows everything about your workspace. The cool thing about velocity is that it helps you figure out what's realistic for your team. Rather than going super fast and burning out, it lets you find a pace where you can get things done and still feel good. The next KPI you should pay attention to is cycle time. This one's pretty easy. It's how long it takes to finish something once you start. On that note, here's a fun fact that could inspire your team. Once upon a time, Amazon took 16 days from code check-in to real production. And check this out, 14 of those days were spent waiting on builds, tests, and deployments. When they started measuring their cycle time, they built tools like Brazil, Apollo, and pipelines to cut the waiting. Then they sped up dramatically. That's what happens when metrics don't just capture vanity, but the real blockers. When your cycle time is short, it means your team is working smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. Now, let's talk about lead time. Lead time spans the whole journey from when somebody says, hey, we need this feature, to when it's actually ready to use. This one's almost like walking a tricky tightrope. If people are waiting forever for new features, they'll get frustrated, even if your team is working hard. If you want to make sure you're not just busy, but actually delivering value fast, keep an eye on your lead time. Cumulative flow basically shows you where stuff's getting stuck so you can jump in and fix it before it slows everything else down. The x-axis shows the sprint time period, and the y-axis depicts the number of tasks or issues. Since each colored band represents a workflow stage or task status, it's easy to spot where work is piling up, likely due to a bottleneck in review, testing, or deployment. Lastly, let's talk about burn down and burn up charts. These are like health monitors for your sprint. Burn down shows how much work you still have to do and how much time is left before your sprint finishes. If the line goes down smoothly, you're on track. And if we talk about burn up, it shows how much you've finished compared to what you've planned. If people keep adding more work while you're trying to finish, these charts will show it right away. They help everyone see if you're really on track or just pretending to be. Okay, so those are the 5 KPIs that you need to start tracking right away. But just tracking these numbers isn't enough. You also need to know how you'll use them. Here are 5 simple steps to find out. You can't track your progress if you don't know where you're going. Figure out what you want from your process. Maybe it's shipping features faster, having fewer bugs, or making customers happy. Write it down so it becomes real. Tools like ClickUp Goals can help you do that and track progress at the same time. Not all numbers matter. You may have written a 500-page book, but it's useless if it doesn't provide any real value to the reader. Focus on numbers that show real progress, like how much valuable work you're shipping, or how fast you turn ideas into features. And how can you do that? By using ClickUp's ready-to-use KPI template. It helps you track everything in one place, so you don't have to waste time tracking irrelevant numbers. Don't just look at your KPIs once a month. That's like checking your bank account once a year. Look at them every week or every sprint, and make them visual. Charts and graphs are way easier to understand than boring spreadsheets. You can also use ClickUp dashboards to help with that. You can use customizable cards and visual charts so you're on top of things every single week. And if you'd like a summary without digging into the numbers, AI cards will present it all in neat takeaways. Your goals and team will change, so your KPIs should too. Don't use old numbers just because you always have. Check in regularly. Are you still tracking the right things? ClickUp Brain tracks works habits, spots trends, and surfaces patterns for you so your KPIs actually stay relevant. And that's it. 5 KPIs, 4 simple steps, and a whole new way to keep your teams focused. When numbers turn into real progress, that's when the magic happens. Pretty cool, right? Check out the link in the description.